Welcome back. Welcome back to Discussion America. Sorry about last week, guys. I couldn't make it last week. My back was out, and it's still out, but I had to do another one this week. This week, we're going to discuss the border crossing or the attempted border crossing in our southern borders. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable how people from another country, our southern borders, are trying to be overrun by people saying they want asylum in this country. You know, I understand that. I understand how people that have a need to escape tyranny, death, and other horrors from their government or from being persecuted, I understand why they would want to escape and come to this country. But there's a way to do it. And a caravan, I'm sorry, but that's not the way to do it. And another thing, too. If you want to be an American, if you want to come to America for your salvation, marching towards our borders, flying your flag, is just not the way to do it. As an American, somebody marching towards my border, flying their flag, is an act of aggression. It's not an act of somebody that wants help from me. That's somebody that's demanding entry into my country, expecting me to take care of you while you show allegiance to your own country. Now, I have a question for you. If you're strong enough to make that trek all those miles, caring for your young, caring for your women, how come you're not strong enough to fight the gangs that you say you're running from? How come you're not strong enough to stand up to the very people that you're running from? In history, you can even look at Cuba for argument's sake. The smallest guerrilla army in the world overthrew a government that they weren't happy with. What's your problem? Too lazy? You don't have the stomach for a fight? You would just want to come here and sit back and enjoy our freedoms and enjoy what we have to give you without paying anything, without sacrificing anything? Or is it that somebody's paying your way here? Somebody's offering you something that you normally wouldn't have gotten? We're going to touch into that a little bit here today. You know, the timing of this here was a little bit questionable. You know, you see those horrible pictures of them being tear gassed at the border, and little babies and children in the street taking cover with their mother, and people running from the gases. And well, why go that route? Why not go the regular way? There were 10 cities set up for you. The Mexican government offered asylum to you, offered you jobs, offered you a new way of life, offered you protection. Why didn't you take up what they offered? Or is it a political agenda that somebody in the United States was offering you? There's too many questions that are unanswered here. You notice that you're not hearing too much about that these days from the mainstream media. What was their agenda? What were they looking for? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of paper clippings from like the Newsday, the Daily News, New York Post, showing all this action at the border, which was totally unnecessary. If you're giving a place to sleep, to eat, to get medical care, while you wait your turn to be heard, why push it? Why try to storm the borders? What makes you think that you push your way through, that you're going to get anything but a jail cell? That's another thing. what makes you think that just because you want it, that you have the right to have it? You have no rights. You are not a citizen of this country. Regardless what all you bleeding heart liberals on both sides of the aisle, because believe me, there's bleeding heart liberals on the Republican side as well as the Democratic side. Oh, these poor people. Oh, these poor children. Oh, these poor. The parents put those poor children in that position. Why? Oh, we're running from the gangs. We're running from the violence. You know what? If you're strong enough to throw rocks at our border patrol and go up against our military, why aren't you strong enough to face your gangs? You can get the same guns that they get. You can get the same armament they get. Go to battle with them. Eradicate them. Take them out. You're not afraid to go against our military. You're not afraid to go against our border control. You're afraid to go against the gang members? Don't make sense to me. Fight. Fight for what you want. You wave your flag. You're so proud of your flag. You're so proud of your country. Stay in your country. Fix your country. Why come to my country? You're so proud of your country. Stay in your country. Why? Because you get a free ride in my country? You get opportunities in my country you can't get in yours? Create a better country. Why not? It's your country. Your flag that you fly so proudly when you march up to mine. Doesn't make sense. I'm sick and tired of you people. And I mean, I'm talking about our liberals saying that, oh, well, we don't even belong here because we occupied this country. We took it from the indigenous people. Unless you're an Indian, we don't even belong here. Give me a break. Stop your garbage. You cannot judge today's actions by what history was, by what happened hundreds of years ago. It was a different time, a different mindset, different opportunities, a different way of life, totally different way of life. So stop it. Get off your soapbox. You feel so strongly about that? Open your house to them. Invite these people you don't know into your home with your children and your family and sit down, take them in and feed them and clothe them and educate them. See where that's going to get you. Unlock your door. Where's that going to get you? Might get your throat cut is what that might get you. You don't know who these people are. You don't know what's coming across our border. You want these people to come in free and clear without vetting them, without seeing where they come from, what they're all about. Just let them in, open our borders. What are you, out of your mind? Well, what's going on in the world today? Just let people in. Open your eyes. Stop it. Stop being ridiculous. Another thing too, you know, there's a picture that's on the front page of the Post about the woman trying to protect her children. You know, that picture comes into question. There was, I think it was a German photographer actually broke down the wide angle of that shot, and I'm gonna put a link to that picture where she circles and she explains what's going on in the broader picture, where you have it looks like it's a setup shot to begin with, you know. So there's a lot to be explained here, that everything is not what it appears to be over there, but that's just the mainstream media playing their games and everybody doing what they want to do to serve their agenda. You know, I tell you so, everybody wants something. They want, so we should give. I want $1 million. I want to stroll into my local bank and demand $1 million. Do I have a right to it? Because I want $1 million. Am I entitled to that $1 million because I demand $1 million? Should that bank manager say, "Oh yeah, here you go, here's $1 million," because you want it? Same thing. They want to come into this country, so we have to bend over and give it to them? No. No, no, no. What we want in our country is we want people that's going to contribute to our society, not drain our society. We want people that's going to work in our society. And I'm not talking about the manual labor. I'm talking about intelligent people. I'm talking about people that are going to help make this country grow, add to technology, come up with new innovative ideas. Not somebody's going to draw on our welfare programs, our medical programs, our food stamp programs. Somebody, they don't know how to do anything but maybe farm, harvest. We could set something up with that too. We can have that. We can have the work permits to go across the border back and forth. We've done that before. They have no right to be here. Stop spewing the garbage that they have a right to be here. No, they don't have a right to be here. I have a right to protect my borders. I have a right to protect my country. I have a right to make sure that people don't come here that are going to harm me or my family. We need to take care of our own first. There are plenty of Americans that need more help than they do. There are plenty of American children right now that are homeless, that are starving, that need our attention more than they do. They need us. Our veterans need us. Our veterans need more help than they do. Who do you think you are telling me that we have to let these people in and help them before we help our veterans that lost limbs, that lost lives, their families have to suffer because they fought for us and for our freedoms? Where these people could just walk in our borders? You know what? You want a program towards citizenship? How about this? How about every able body that walks across this border, the avenue towards citizenship, male or female, serve in the armed forces for 6 years. Fight for this country. Spill your blood for this country. Show your love for this country. Then maybe become a citizen. Oh, that's not fair. Why should they do that? Why? Because my grandfather did. When my grandfather came to this country, he was an immigrant. I'm only second generation American. My grandfather tried getting into this country 3 times, the right way. And when he did get in this country, he joined the army and he fought in World War I and lost a leg. Now, today's world, you have an immigrant that loses a leg. You know what he does? He lays on his ass and does nothing, collects a check. You know what my grandfather did? He went, after he rehabbed, he went and got a job at the United States Post Office in Manhattan, the one on 8th Avenue, the big one. And you know what his job was? He worked in the boiler room. And back then it wasn't oil, it wasn't gas, it was coal. So my grandfather, with one leg, he had a wooden leg, yeah, he had a prosthetic leg, shoveled coal into a huge furnace to heat the building. That's the work ethic that we want into this country. People that love this country so much that they went to war for it, that they lost blood for it, and that they're still willing to work and provide for their family through that hard work. That's the kind of people we want for this country. Not people that want to come here and make this country their country in our country, that are not willing to acclimate themselves to our way of life, learn our language, learn our customs, become an American. Because that's what it takes to become an American. Learn our customs, learn our history, learn our language. Communicate with us. Not what's going on now. You have little enclaves all over our country. Little Italy, Chinatown, Greek town, Polish town. You're here? You're an American. You want to be an American? You want to come to America? than being American. Not a Pole in America, not an Arab in America, not a Mexican in America, being American. That's what being in America, that's what coming to America was all about. Coming to America for a better life. Becoming an American. You know, and yet you bleeding heart liberals think these people have a right just to walk across our border? The hell with them. You know, maybe if we shed some blood on that border, they'd stop it. Forget about the tear gas. The strongest, nastiest person throwing that rock, put a bullet in his leg. Put a bullet in that hand that's throwing that rock. Send a message. Hey, keep coming. Keep coming. We'll see what's going to happen next. Do it the right way, or don't come in at all. And you know what? Not the Supreme Court, that lower circuit judge that said that they can come in here and they can go through the courts and everything, bull crap. You come in here illegally. If you don't come through the right place, send them back. Send them back. If they're here illegally, they broke the law. They have no rights. Care for nothing. You're not an American. You're not an American. You don't have American rights. Care who you are. Look at the pictures that I put up. Look at them. Look at them hard. They're storming the borders. These pictures show it. They're not trying to come here peaceably. They're trying to storm the borders. This is an invasion. They're not trying to do the right thing. They're not lining up. They're not spending. You look at the old pictures from Ellis Island. People got off boats. They were on boats for weeks at a time. Sick. They didn't just let them off the boat and right into our society. Yeah, go. They had to get vetted. They were on Ellis Island. They went through a process. And if they were sick, they didn't get off that island. They went to the infirmary. And the laws were a lot lax back then. It wasn't as easy as it is today. You know, it wasn't that. I mean, it was easier then to get in because we wanted workers, we needed people. But even as easy it was then, it still was difficult. They didn't just come in. They had to go through a process. There's got to be a process here. No country just lets people into their country. Okay, come on in, let's go, party it up. Hey, here's this service, here's that service. Oh, wonderful. Welcome. Doesn't happen. And when it does, nothing but problems. Because those are the people that don't want to have anything to do with your country. They just want to take over your country, little by little. We need to wake up. Wake up, America. Stop being so easy. Stop being so kind and so generous. Because these people aren't. Yes, I'm sure that there are great people mixed in. I'm sure that there are people that can contribute a great deal to this country, that we would love to have them in here. Those are the people that will go the right way and will flourish in this country, that their families will flourish in this country and will contribute a great deal to this country, because those are the people that truly want to be Americans. Not the people that want to take advantage of being in America to being a Mexican in America, or an Ecuadorian in America, Honduran in America. No, these are people that want to be American and be proud to call themselves Americans. And there's another thing too, why I say this whole thing was a political ruse. I want you to look at this next picture I'm going to put up. It's a picture of a map of the route that they took. It's a little funny how the distance that they traveled to go to the California border. But now look at the distance it would have been if they went to the Texas border. You have to ask yourself this. Why didn't they go to the Texas border? Is it because that they got more press time by doing that longer route because it was so close to the midterm elections? Could that be it? Could that be it? to try to get more votes for the Democrats, more bleeding hearts to get out there and vote? Oh, we have to stop this madness? We have to protect those people in the caravan? Is that the reason behind it all? Who's paying for it all? Thousands and thousands of people are marching across Mexico after breaking down their border to make it to America, even after Mexico offered them asylum. But instead of taking a shorter route, the quicker route to Texas, they kept marching all the way to California. Why? Because the media was eating it up. Who was paying for it? The logistics of this should have been a nightmare in itself. Where'd they go to the bathroom? Who fed them? How'd they sleep? Where'd they sleep? How'd they look so fresh and dressed? Where'd they shower? I want to see you march, 1,500, 2,000 miles without showering, without bathing, without eating properly. How much waste did they produce along the way? And where'd that waste go? God, people, man. You can't be that dense. You can't be that dense. In closing, I want to say rest in peace to our late president. He was a good president. President Bush, rest in peace and Godspeed. But until next week, bless you all. We need it. I just want you guys to think. I am not pushing an agenda your way. I am not telling you to think a certain way. I'm just putting ideas out. I want you to think. Think of what I say. Don't look it up yourself. Just research it yourself. Look at the distance. Why they travel that long a distance with their children? Why didn't they go the shorter route? Why was it the timing around our midterm elections? Who is paying for all of this here? Who is feeding them? Who is housing them? Where were they washing? Where were they bathing? Where did all their waste go? That's a lot of crap, a lot of people, a lot of waste. Think about things like that. It's not that easy. Well, once again, until next week, God bless you guys. God bless America. This is Anthony Fiorinelli signing off from Discussion America. Thank you all for listening. I just want you to think.